Y'all already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost you nothing to hit that like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
A security guard that was protecting Maduro has spoken, and you got to hear what he said. It's in Spanish, but I'll translate. Also, Trump announced that, the cartels, they're going after him in Mexico. The whole vibe of Latin America has changed because of what happened in Venezuela. And now that we're getting firsthand accounts from people that were there, the soldier says they didn't hear him coming. He says the Americans had technology superior to anything they've ever seen. Everything that they were using for radar, for anything, was completely taken offline. They had drones, and the drones were taking out bases and taking out things faster. They didn't have no technology. They've never had to fight against drones. He also talks about that there was only 8 helicopters. There was only 20 men that were sent in. And those 20 men killed hundreds of their men. And none of those soldiers were injured. He talks about it felt like they were firing 300 rounds a minute. Nothing they've ever seen, nothing that they can compete with. And then he also talks to the fact that the Americans had some kind of sonic shock boom that was sent out, and everybody immediately started bleeding profusely out of their nose. They couldn't even gather themselves because whatever was sent at them made them fall to their knees and vomit blood out of their mouth and out of their noses. They were incapacitated immediately. He says he never wants to go through that again. Doesn't want to have to fight with the Americans again. He's sending warnings to everybody out there that you think you can fight the Americans. You don't even know what their weaponry is like and what they're capable of. 20 men took out hundreds, and that's starting to spread all through Latin America. And now they're not saying, if you want me, come and get me anymore. They're like, oh shit. Especially after Trump says, hey, Mexico, you're on the list too.
Now, I don't know if y'all been watching the military channel throughout the years. Throughout the years, I used to be watching channels that was considered to be quote unquote conspiracy channels. A lot of those channels are no longer here, but it makes me laugh when I listen to this breakdown on how America infiltrated Venezuela, because I already knew about these technologies, right? I already knew about these technologies. I don't watch shows on the military channel. I don't watch documentaries where they tell you about how they created new sounds that'll make you feel like your heart just stopped while you out there protesting with Tamika Mallory and my song, "We Shall Overcome." These people are playing what some call alien technology. The military is using what I call it advanced technology. Other people call it alien technology. We living in a day and a time where the future wars will be fought with Terminators and drones. Humans are becoming obsolete. What part y'all don't understand? And for you dudes that be running around, you fake revolutionaries, because we ain't seen a real revolutionary in a long time. Shout out to Matula Shakur, Geronimo Pratt, Mumi, and all the rest of them. These paid activists, they're not revolutionaries. But you dudes thinking that it's something sweet? It ain't a game out here. It is not a game out here. Technology is on another level. Just think about it. Back in the days, the police used to actually have to work. They used to have to get out their cars. They used to have cameras. They used to take pictures. Like when you see the movie with Frank Lucas, how they went to the actually boxing match and they took pictures of him. Like, who's this in the front row? They had to work and be dedicated. In today's time, and I want y'all to listen to me talking to you, because this ain't celebrity gossip here. I know I give y'all some of that, just so I could give y'all some of this. You standing by your phone. You standing by your phone. And you sit up there and you think to yourself, I need a remote control car. Then you pick up your cell phone. And all you see is advertisement of remote control cars. But even better, right? Even better. You ever thought about something? You ever thought about something? And as soon as you finish thinking about it, it was on your timeline? They can read your mind. That's why you got to protect your thoughts. They can read your mind. They can predict the crime that you're about to predict before you do it. These people are dealing with alien advanced technology. I am not surprised. That's why I'm laughing when everybody's hitting me and sending me this. I'm like, damn, I forgot. Some of y'all too busy being entertained to be studying what's going on. And when I say study, you don't always have to read. I know some of you can't read. Some of you can read and some of you don't like reading. But they have documentaries. And a lot of this stuff that they have, some of the stuff that they have, they already put it, if they didn't put it in a movie, because everything they put on TV, in a movie, and they show you with technology, they already got it. I learned that way, way, way back in the days when I was sitting up there watching G.I. Joe. The cartoon, G.I. Joe, American Hero. Remember, Destro and them used to have weather machines in the cartoons. Now in real life, 30 years later, 40 years later, I'm actually sitting up there witnessing governments accusing each other of using weather machines, HARP, CERN, Project Bluebeam. Huh? Project Bluebeam? Where they can actually make you see Jesus and aliens coming out of the sky? HARP? What? Who? Scooby-Doo? You mean to tell me they got a machine that could cause earthquakes? And make it snow? And make it rain and air it out? And make it rain and air it out? What? Yes. So now ask yourself a question, right? If this is where technology is at, what are we doing? I wish I could take time and go back in time and be one of the inventors or one of the people who learned how to do some of these technologies instead of being the ignorant street nigga that went to jail, wasted my life, and came back out here trying to figure life out. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. And in the future, with you young generation dudes, man, I want y'all to understand something. Picking up a gun and going outside and booming the block is the easiest thing in the world. But sitting in your basement or in your apartment and hanging out on the block and or just sitting down there and becoming the next great mind, like that young boy that learned how to create gasoline out of plastic or turn plastic into gasoline, that's called using your mind. That's called using your mind. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. The American military is advanced on levels that you ain't never seen yet. They done created things called the Iron Dome to stop missiles from coming in. That's old technology. They gave Israel the garbage. That's old technology. They gave Israel the garbage. Do you understand when I used to watch G.I. Joe that they had cloaking devices where they could turn invisible? And then when I watched the military channel where they actually show you the military channel, they showed you. Look it up on YouTube. They got military channel shows where they show you that they can make a whole tank invisible. They can have a whole army outside on your block and you can't even see them. They're invisible. You ever got in your car, if you got a newer car, and it shows you around your car that there's something there? The sensors going off, letting you know on the side of the car where that entity is at. I'm not impressed at the technology of today because I saw it yesterday in movies like The Terminator. Any movie that you've watched in the past and it showed you something that you thought was science fiction was actually scientific fact. That's my take on the situation. Stay tuned for my live. Stay tuned for my other videos. Make sure you subscribe to all of my other YouTube channels because we're about to go in. We're about to go hard. I will keep you entertained. And I will keep your mind focused too. It is what it is. Some people are scared to address politics. Not me. I'll be your Huckleberry. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. I'm out.